And as I chucked the book back into the netting at the bottom of the buggy, along with the rancid assortments of banana skins and sandy nappy wipes, I wish most of all that my appearance didn't matter. But it's the vipers, and it does. Believe me, with them everything gets exaggerated. You put on new heels, you might as well be wearing stilts. You put on lipstick and you're having an affair. And if you put on a pound, you might as well have put on a stone. It's like playing spot the difference for a living. And every difference spotted involves a judgment or a criticism of some sort, which is why I take out the book again and carefully touch up my lip gloss, so that it looks like I haven't got any on. Because I hate coming away from these meetings feeling crummy. It leaves me feeling downtrodden, and I just don't think I can face it today. The Great Female Conspiracy. Of course, it wasn't always like this. At first, being with the vipers was great, because when I fell pregnant with Ben, the initial euphoria of the thin blue line on the pregnancy test quickly wore off, and the terror I felt at the prospect of giving birth equally quickly kicked in. Of course, I knew I wasn't supposed to feel like that. I was supposed to be all Earth Mother and smugly proud, but inside I felt like Sigourney Weaver facing the drooling alien. And as I got bigger, I started to feel like the alien had impregnated me, and it was only a matter of time before its offspring punched its way out. So when I joined the local group of expectant mothers and found that I wasn't alone in my fears, I clung onto them like a life raft. They made me feel normal. They talked to me like I still had a brain and wasn't just a walking broodmare. And in no time at all, we were bonding over the horrors we tried to hide from our menfolk. Varicose veins that crawled like feeding worms across our groins, and piles that a mole would be proud of. Stretch marks that appeared on our bellies like contours on a map, and aching hips that made us hobble like little old ladies. Not to mention tits that leaked like Mr. Whippy ice cream dispensers, warts and beauty spots that went weird and itchy, and our unfeasibly bushy bikini lines. Less Brazilian, more Cuban, as in Fidel Castro's beard. We learned to laugh about it all, just the same as we did about how fat our faces felt and how we regularly got stuck in the bath, whilst assuring one another that we were just all bump and hadn't put any weight on at all. But then came the birth, in quick succession, and ashen-faced, we clung to each other with renewed neediness, glad that there were others out there who also felt like they'd narrowly survived a terrifying car crash. Vietnam. That's how film-crazy Jack described Ben's birth. Like spending a night on Hamburger Hill. He was right, in a way. We did feel like war veterans. It was the betrayal that was the worst. The discovery of the great female conspiracy. I guess it exists to keep the human race going, but the fact is that nobody, especially other women, tells the truth about giving birth. They never tell you about the full gynecological horror that involves delivering another human being into this world. They never prepare you for the moment when you discover that you're made of meat, not makeup. That you're actually more butcher than body shop, and that this epiphany changes you forever. So in the weeks that followed these birthing experiences, we comforted each other, us vipers. We shared in horrified whispers the gory details of what we'd been through. We cried on each other's shoulders as we tried to come to terms with stitched perineums, cracked nipples, and sleepless nights, while we pretended to the rest of the world that we were glowing with maternal serenity. But the problem with any group of women, as any woman knows, is that over time it becomes a hornet's nest of covert competitiveness. And once our babies stopped being newborn, we were on bitchy quicksand.